Unit 6, Part 2. So question 6. In a clinical study of an arthritis medication, 28% of those taking the placebo reported improvement. So that sounds like a null hypothesis. The manufacturer of the medication claims that among those taking the medication, the proportion reporting improvement will be higher than this, and that's the alternate hypothesis. So what's our selection here? Let's see. D, null hypothesis, proportion reporting improvement is 28%. Alternative hypothesis, proportion reporting improvement greater than 28%. So we're going to select D. So now for question 7. And by the way, you need to go and see the boxed items and read the material on page 407 and 408. This can be confusing, so please read it carefully. So number 7. Carter Motor Company claims that its new sedan, the Libra, will average better than 23 miles per gallon, which is the gas mileage of its competitor. The hypotheses are as follow, and they give us the null hypothesis, and the mean gas mileage is 23 miles per gallon. The alternate hypothesis is greater than gas mileage of greater than 23 miles per gallon. And so we have to find the statement, describe the two possible outcomes of the test using the context of the given situation, which we've just read. So we're going to choose C. We'll rejecting the null hypothesis means there is evidence the mean gas mileage is greater than 23%. And failing to reject the hypothesis, null hypothesis, means there is insufficient evidence to conclude that the mean gas mileage is greater than 23%. So that's C. Now for 8, the result of the hypothesis is described in terms of its probability of obtaining a particular sample. Use the given context to formulate the null and alternative hypotheses. Discuss whether the sample provides evidence for rejecting the null hypothesis. A company claims that it pays women the same as men for comparable work. The union decides to investigate this claim. The mean monthly salary for men in entry-level positions is $2,250. Amongst a random sample of 60 females employees in similar positions, the mean monthly salary was $2,210. Now we're going to assume that the mean salary for all female employees in entry-level positions is $2,250. The probability of selecting a sample in which the mean monthly salary is $2,210 or less is 0.06, which is greater than 0.05. So our result then is that the null hypothesis, first of all, the null hypothesis means the salary for female entry-level employees is $2,250. The alternative hypothesis means that the monthly salary for female entry-level employees is less than, the mean monthly salary is less than $2,250. The result is not significant at the 0.05 level. There is insufficient evidence to conclude that the company pays female entry-level employees less than male entry employees. So now let's go on to 9. Jenny is conducting a hypothesis test concerning a population mean. The hypotheses are as follows. The null hypothesis has a population mean of, or the population mean is 50. Alternative hypothesis, population mean is greater than 50. She selects a sample and finds that the sample mean is 54.2. She does some calculations and is able to make the following statement. If the population mean were 50, the chance that the sample mean would have come out as big as 54.2 or bigger is 0.3. Do you think she should reject the null hypothesis? Why or why not? No, she shouldn't. Look, 0.3 is far greater than 0.5 or 0.1, so there's no reason to reject the null hypothesis. By that same argument, if we look at what happened in the previous problem, 0.06 was greater than 0.05, so again we didn't reject the null hypothesis. But let's see what the official answer is. Here's a possible answer. No, she should not reject the null hypothesis. If the null hypothesis were true, the sample mean could easily be as big as 54.2 by chance. So the sample provides no evidence against the null hypothesis. And we're done.